Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Profit Ada for one more learning video tutorial. And today we are going to calculate margin using Fire CPA version 3 in Python. Okay, so some of the prerequisite thing is that you should have trading account, you should have an app, and you should be created that app, and you should have an app ID. With that you should have a secret key. Okay, so app ID means you should have an API key as well as secret key. Okay, and third, that you should be ready with your access token. Okay, so in this main we required app ID and access token. And if you don't have an account, check link in the description, open an account. Instantly it will get opened if you have Aadhaar and stuff required. Okay, so just go for it and be ready with it. So you just have to if you are unaware about this step, you just visit my channel, which is Profit Ada. Okay, so search Fire CPA Profit Ada, or you can visit www.profitadaweb.com and by right hand side column search for Profit Ada. So say Fire CPA and click on this one. You will get a post where Fire CPA utilize free of cost to automate trades in Python will be available. Okay, so if you just scroll down a little bit, okay, you will get to see the videos as well as the code. Okay, talking about the details as per the data. Okay, placing orders, okay, creating hedge orders, okay, creating WebSocket. Okay, so all of the stuff have been explained in the YouTube video, and I have given this as well as code. Okay, so now this what happens, this is in version 2. Okay, so one more video is there which you can check in my channel, version 3. Okay, so just you need to import module as Fire CPA version 3. Okay, so simple as that. Okay, so for that also you can check in my channel. So how you can create the apps, you can follow from a screenshot and just give it in this step. Okay, in this redirect URL, just give it myapi.fires.in. okay, and you will be able to get the access token. Okay, so just you have to mention fires_API version 3 and able to do that. Okay, so some of the explanation have been already done, so please check that one. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to define the calculation of margin. Now if you visit some of the websites as a Zero, the Alice Blue, Fires, okay, they have a margin calculator. Okay, so same we are going to do, we are going to create a margin calculator, but that will be in Python. Okay, utilizing Fires API. Now what happens, this is not available in the Fires model. Okay, Fires model, or you can see the module which we are trying to place the order, WebSocket, each and everything. So I think I've been checked that one, so they have not mentioned. So what we are going to do, you can check in their documentation in version 3. They have mentioned two part. So first part is that span margin, which I believe they have in version 2, and the second one is multi-order margin. Okay, so which gives the brief what we require. So especially two things are required, which is available margin, what I can say is how much fund I have, and the final margin. So suppose if I put buy and sell, okay, so I am creating an hedge. Okay, hedge for option selling. Now option selling, like if you go with naked option selling, it will cost around 1,30,000 rupees, and if you go with hedge orders, it will be like the 50% off. And sometimes if you put more quantity in buy side, you can adjust up to 2 lots. Okay, say double quantity. Okay, so that is how the margin calculation will help, okay, to increase your quantity. Okay, so I must say do check out. Especially if you go through this Fires app. Okay, if you click on the products, you will get as in baskets. If you click on that baskets, you can create some baskets and after that you can put the orders as a buy sell, and it will give you final margin, available margin. So I'm looking at final margin. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing it in Python. So what it will do, it will help me to create a wonderful a basket order, say, which I can place it, and I can calculate the margin whatever I have available margin. I can check the strike price, LTP, each and everything, and I can combine and execute the orders within a second. Okay, so that is most important. So let's go with it. Okay, so first of all, we require this import request because it is in a required API such as URL, okay, instead of module. Okay, so what we are doing, we are creating a module itself. Okay, we are defining a module, a function, okay, which we can call easily. In this case, what I am doing is like I required an app ID, okay, and then next I required an access token. Okay, this is as simple as that. So this is need to be defined. So it is simple. I have my this URL, I mean the API URL from that the access token which I get. So I have stored it here. Okay, so it is simple. I just have to say desktop files version 3, and I have to call this app underscore ID dot txt. Okay, just have to read, and if any spaces are there, that should be terminated. Okay, so these things are there. So this is usually what I'm telling you every time, because authorization is most important stuff. Okay, if you are new to this stuff, so that's the reason I'm doing for you. Okay, and if someone is watching this video regularly, you know what exactly I'm doing. Okay, so what you can do, you just have to say this stuff and easily can be done. Okay, so this is the special thing which we are doing. Okay, so if you go with any kind of a coding or any kind of a like access of the code from any platform or something, okay, this is unusual. Okay, especially like they said for each and everything, but okay, but they can't say about what exactly API ID should use or access token. Okay, so this is most important. So what happens after this, headers is important for us, where I will say, okay, so this is the syntax which need to be followed. So first thing first, okay, say authorization is very much important. Okay, so we will call the authorization, in which we will have this two stuff, that is app ID and access token. Okay, so we'll say underscore ID, and here we will give it as access underscore token. Okay, so that's it, done. And one more thing I have to mention here, the content type I should give it, which is an application of JSON. Okay, so it should be like application or JSON. Okay, so our headers are done. Okay, so this is the important one. Okay, rest of the things you can check from the request module. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to define, which is like calculate margin. Okay, in which what we are doing, so suppose I require two multi-order. Okay, means like two orders I need to mention. One will be a buy, one will be a sell. Now this calculation can be done for a single order as well. Okay, and multi-order also can be done. So you can can give these things as per your requirement. You can put some loop and try to fill this orders. Okay, so that is also can be done. So one, you can keep it as an order as a mentioning symbol, quantity and side. Okay, and after that you just loop it and can contain n numbers. So from that you can calculate the margin. Okay, it can be futures, options, can be anything. You can combine futures and options as well. Okay, otherwise options, buy, sell. Otherwise you can contain buy this stuff. So mainly like this, containing this as this calculator, margin calculator, is required for the calculation according to your available margin. Okay, especially for hedge, especially for the hedge option selling. Okay, because option selling you can give it a high margin if you try to create an hedge. So this is very much required. So what we can do, say symbol one, and it dependent on the broker as well, how they exactly charging. Okay, so it depends, the margin calculator depends broker to broker. Okay, so you need to refer for other stuff, but initialization as for for other brokers as well, for simple as I can say, like it remains the same. Okay, so some of charges I must say that can increase or decrease, but somewhat it will be similar. So we can go with the symbol 1 with the quantity 1, and the next what I'm saying is what type of side it is, buy or sell. So these are the things is required, and the same thing which we are going to create is for symbol 2 as well. So this what I am doing. Okay, so this stuff is done. Now we have two URL, I must say. First I will check with my this URL which is span margin, which contains in the version 2. Okay, it is if you check the documentation, I have not seen any for version 3. Okay, if you see anything, just comment below to this video. Okay, so what I'm doing, I just go with the API of version 2. Okay, and all I have to say that span underscore margin. Okay, so this is the URL which need to be followed, and same thing goes with one more URL, that is multi-order margin. Okay, so multi-order margin means that is a clean and required stuff. Okay, that is the initial for creating the basket order we will gonna utilize. Okay, so I already told you we won't require much stuff. We just required margin. Okay, stating what is available, and how much margin finally we can utilize. Okay, so that is how you can go. So that's what I am saying. So margin total, okay, and margin new order in the sense what happens, there will be how much the required lot size for a single lot. Okay, so that can be multiplied. So if it is 1,30,000, so if you go with the 2, that will be for naked option selling, that can be 2,60,000. Now for in 60,000, if you want to do it, means you can increase the buy quantity, and in sell quantity, you can do it in 2 lots. So that's the reason we are doing. Okay, so that is the reason you need to follow this code. So 2 things we are going. Okay, and what we can do next step is first of all we'll go with the span margin. Okay, so we'll close this stuff. Now this dash t1 should be there. This URL is required, and this should be version 3. Okay, rest everything is good. Now what happens, I need to mention payloads. Okay, now payloads is in simple, it is in JSON, and JSON, how it gets started. Start with the flower bracket. Now you have to remember that JSON consists what? It will be having comma, having flower bracket, solid bracket, and sometimes it contains parentheses. Okay, that is unusual. Okay, but it contains. So this is unit. So we are going to give it payloads in a simple terms. Okay, so first of all, that is we are supplying a data. Okay, in that data what we are giving, a solid bracket. Okay, in solid bracket what we are giving, 2 orders we are trying to give. Okay, so first of all the first step will be giving this as a simple. So for that reason what we can do, we can check our website. Okay, and we try to fetch orders. Okay, so as you can see version 3 have been explained. Okay, so this is the URL of version 3. So that's need to be done, and you can follow this step. So this is data candlestick, this is for the timestamp, this is for the data, for this is for the bracket order. Okay, so same things we can utilize. So up to stop price is enough for us. Okay, so this is a simple code which you can take it out from this website and just paste it here. Now all of this, what happens, we will give it as in symbol 1. Okay, and quantity, as QTY1. Type 2 means market order, 1 means limit order you're going for. As so far we are going with a market order, but for if you want to place the order for margin calculation, okay, you can do it with a market order for BSC, but for placing orders you should go with the limit price. Okay, so that need to be mentioned. Side you can mention, as we are first thing we are going with the cell. Okay, so that is you can mention, so we'll say as a side 1. Okay, so I think we are done here. So what we are doing, we can close one order, one symbol order, and then next what happens, we will go with one more. So we are creating a multi-order here. So now what happens for the multi-order, and all we have to say symbol 2, okay, quantity 2, okay, side 2, and product type should not be a BO, it should be in intraday, and you can say margin as well. Okay, okay, so this is, we are done, I believe. Okay, so we started here, and payload we have been ended. So I think I took it extra here. So I believe this 2 order I have done, and close the bracket. Okay, and stop loss, it is stop loss. Okay, so you can mention whichever you want, and it should be 0.0, because sometimes if you want to go with limit 1, so you can refer this stuff. Okay, so this is how you can do. Now next thing is, after this payloads, we need to refer this response. So what I'm saying, response equals request dot post. Okay, so if you want to get any information, that will be get. If you want to post, say if you want to place orders, so that will be in a post. Okay, so this request module is one of the best module, okay, which you need to understand perfectly. Okay, so learn the request model. Okay, yes, so if you say, suppose if you don't know about the function module, or how you want to go for placing orders, whether any kind of a brokers are there. Okay, but if you know the syntax, okay, especially the URL part, okay, you are able to code any of the module whichever you're looking for. Okay, so same, this HTTP request has been utilized and has been coded in kind of a model for getting your data or placing the orders. Now in this category, what happens, say suppose what are the things can be done. It can be create, insert, okay, you can select, update, okay, delete and truncate. So all of the things can be done, especially some of the things will be like get, post. So you just ask for request and get response. So this is how the HTTP request contains. So you can search for it and what are the things are available and what you can do. So especially these things need to be done in a postman. Okay, so that you can check it out. So headers will be there. Now what I'm doing with the JSON, just I'm giving the payload. Okay, so that's it, done here. and in return what I am doing, in return whatever the response I got, just need to be given in JSON. Okay, so in next step what I am doing, I am calling this module. Okay, that's need to be printed. So what I am doing is I am calculating it. So calculate, and I just have to give it this. So what are the things I have to give? I have to give the quantity, and I have to give the symbol name. Okay, so for that what I can do, I can collect from the instruments .csv. Okay, so I think I've been already mentioned in my n number of posts how you can fetch the Sensex and BankX, okay, in with other APIs as Upstocks or Fires or Allies Blue or Zerodha. Okay, so I've been already shown how you can fetch the symbol. So now this important stuff, okay, as we are proceeding, okay, this is coming again and again. Okay, so that is the reason I have been already shown each and everything twice or thrice with other brokers as well. Okay, so not to be get confused. Okay, so if we follow this, as of right now we are very much aware, and we can get this stuff. Okay, so just try this stuff. Okay, and you can get this symbol name easily with our option chain. So just check it out from option chain. You can check. Otherwise from instruments.csv, just get this instrument list and just get with the ATM, ITM. Okay, especially I think the bank nifty has been expired and only we got certain stuff. Okay, so we put 52,800 as in buy and 52,700 in sell. Okay, the lesser should be in a sell, LTP it contains, if I should check it with 5 or 2 rupees or something, that can be utilized as a hedge for me, and the high premium, okay, which I can utilize for my sell purpose. Okay, so 52,800, 52,700 will be sell, 52,800 buy. Okay, so that is how I can calculate margin, and it will be not will be 1,60,000 but will be very less. Okay, it depends how exactly I'm getting with the ATM, ITM, ATM, OTM. Okay, if I'm going with the OTM, okay, especially quantity will be lesser. Okay, if I'm nearby, and how much the risk dependent. Okay, so span means span means has a simple meaning. If you check the Investopedia, standardized portfolio analysis of risk. Okay, so that's the name of span and exposure. So how much span, how much you should have, and exposure, how at the total at the end how much you are getting. Okay, so that is how the span margin works. So as per the name, as per the simplicity, okay, just whatever your premium are there, and with that quantity it is getting multiplied. That's it, the simplicity. And in between whatever the charges are there, and to maintain some of the stuff, some of the rules and regulations there, if you are going with the selling, this need to be paid. Okay, this need to be available, margin should be there. Okay, this is the risk, this is the exposure. So that is how it is going on. So we'll take this stuff. Now 58,800, June is there, bank nifty is there. So what needs to be done if you followed my previous video, which you can check it out. Okay, while getting the symbol. Okay, so you can check my channel. Okay, now what happens, same thing, we can give it. So as symbol, I already told you how you needs to go. Okay, so some of the syntax needs to be followed, and then we will start with the bank nifty, and first comes year, month and date, so which I've been explained in my last video. So first year, and if it is the contract is monthly expiry, you just have to give that name in 3 letters. Okay, otherwise what you have to mention, you have to mention as a 6 and the date which is expired, which is 26th. Okay, so which you can check. So by Wednesday it is expiring, so we can say it is monthly contract. So at the end, whichever it is getting expired is monthly contract, and it is getting changed. Okay, that's it. So 24 June, and what we have to give it here, we have to give it 52 700, 52,700. So what we are doing 52,700 is we are selling. So 52,700 C we want to sell. Okay. So next in the quantity, what happens? We just mention a single quantity. Okay. So if you click on this, click on this to place order. So suppose if I go with the sell. So if I go with the sell, okay, 15 lot quantity. Okay, so as you can see, required margin is more like 15,000. So around it is more like 30,000 only. So that is how you can go trade or invest. 15 quantity should be there. Same as if you go with the buy, it will be the margin required is simple. Okay, that is very much simple. So that is you can do it for this is especially for the as we are going with sum of 70 rupees, so that is you can check. Okay, so we are going with the market price. Okay, so that's it. So now next we have to give this June 15 and size should be like I want to sell. So same thing I need to mention for for the buy. So if I buy is for the lower side, lower premium. Okay, I'm just taking example because it is already expired. You can check for other symbols. Okay, and these symbols which we are giving can be automated. Okay, and it will be much simpler and the execution will be in seconds. Okay, it is whatever I'm doing is just for one time. That is getting in a simplified way. Okay, just working hard, then enjoying for a lifetime. So it is like that. Okay, so if you just code it like this with understanding, okay, it will be once. And if you can just go 915 or 916 or within seconds, if you want to do it anything, already you have the code, just press and it will do as per your rule based. Okay, now we will just go with the first URL. So if I have not done any mistake, single mistake or any a dot or this or that, I will get my data. So I believe headers equals headers. So they are telling me that I have mistaken. So let me check. Okay, so sorry, this is not payloads. It is just payload. Okay, so syntax is important here. So whatever, if I am doing any mistakes, okay, that is definitely a learning point. Okay, it is not like that if you write a code and there won't be any mistakes, that can be debug while you are running. Okay, so especially if I'm doing mistake, means I'm doing a best part, that is I'm doing a learning part. So you need to understand. So what happens, this pan will be there. So how much are you utilizing? Exposure, how much? Say I think I've been gone with 15 quantity with this 15 for this thing. Okay, so I'm utilizing very less margin. Okay, so as you can see at the exposure which I'm talking about. So for this only 19,478 rupees is there. Okay, so that can be you can check, but I believe if I give it something like as 52,000 or something, the entire scenario changes. Okay, so that will be so 52,000 means the margin which you can check from the premium side. Okay, if the premium is around means this way. So if I check the LTP of 52,000 C, that will be 800, around 870 rupees. So that is higher premium. Okay, so for the higher premium, what happens? You will get like exposure, margin exposure, like only 32,000 if you have in your account, means especially not this 32,000. I believe this exposure, this exposure just giving with the 17,000 rupees you can do. Okay, and you can check the span margin. Okay, so what really it is in total, how much you need to pay, but how much you are paying. Okay, so these things which you can check it out. Okay, so right now we will try with one more thing. We will just simply what we will give it 52,900C foreign buy, and we will check how much we are doing with it. So 52,900C, so we just already decayed. So let's check this stuff, 52,900C. So as you can see, we got the span something. Okay, and exposure what we got, and in total how much we are paying. Okay, so 52,900C. Okay, which is already, I believe it is expired. Okay, so these are the things are there which you can check it out. So in spans, this is the real span which I'm talking about. So 1,13,000. So around that it is just calculating this sell order. Okay, so the exposure at the end which we are getting, if we try to do, will be less. Okay, and total what we are paying will be on higher side, because we have very much less premium. Okay, so premium should be good, around 10 to 5 rupees or something should be good, otherwise it will be entirely different. So you can check it out, the final margin and available margin for this stuff. And now what we are talking, this simplest stuff which we are going to do, that is multi-order margin. So instead of span margin, if you go with the multi-order margin, it is the best. Okay, so as you can see, margin available, how much I got, margin total, that's what I'm paying, like 34,882 rupees and 80 I have to pay. And what is the margin new order means, 1,30,000 will be required for selling purpose. But when I'm using this basket order, like 2 orders placing at a time, this will be there. And so suppose if I'm getting with only one symbol, that is in selling wise, how much it should be there. Okay, so we'll check this stuff as of right away. So as you can see, 1,30,000 I have to pay. Okay, so this is for only selling. So this is how you can check. Okay, so you can combine with the futures as well. You can utilize the margin calculator. Okay, so now as if we are talking about how we need to say suppose if you want to utilize how much the margin is available for me and how much the margin total I need to pay. So by creating as getting with the symbol from the ATM, you can start and can go with a mix of ATM and OTM. You can mix, otherwise you can mix with the ITM and OTM, and you can check OTM for for especially getting as a hedge benefit, as quantity benefits, as in margin benefits if you want to get. So this needs to be done. Okay, so margin availability, so you can get in this way. Okay, so we can say as in what margin we got available. So this is how we can say. Okay, and so same it goes with other step. So margin available, so how much it is there, which can compare if it is greater than, then we are not placing the orders. If it is lesser than or equivalent, we are placing the orders. So that is how you can, especially lesser than margin available will be great. While placing the orders, you won't get any errors. And sometimes what happens, if you get any errors, suddenly you need to place the orders, otherwise price will jump. Okay, so for that reason also the coding, the power of Python, okay, it is important. Okay, so you should learn coding. Okay, especially like it will you know make you stand upper side who are doing a manual trading. Okay, if they don't have knowledge, okay, they are exactly losing, but you will be in a gain side if you experienced. Okay, if you're not a pro trader and if you like know Python and you practice with these things, you can do a greater stuff. So this is for the margin total, and the next for margin new order. So these are the things which you need to check. A minimally margin available and margin total is enough for us. Okay, and it should be new order. So this is how you can do. So this is the best. I mean, second URL multi-order margin. Okay, version 3 is best. So which you can check, which you can like give it in a program and can try. So first I believe the given URL, it is a little bit confusing, but this what happens gives a clear picture. And if you open your app, okay, I can show the app, but you can try from your side. Just try to like give it the orders and do it in Python. It will give you same exact right with the decimal. Okay, so which you can check. So we will print the calculate as well for understanding, and then we can do. Okay, so that's it. We have got a clean picture, the decimal values, how much we have, and how much it is required. So especially if I go with like selling side, I want to pay less. Okay, so that's need to be like I should show. Okay, so that's what I want to pay here. So if the LTP is on higher side, only I want to pay 34,000, means I can execute these orders. Okay, so instead of 1,30,000, I have to pay only 34,000. Okay, lesser. And if you try to put it more quantity, it will be more lower side capital you need to utilize, which I have shown I think around 17,000. So it dependent on quantity and the strike price which you are choosing. If it is ITM, it will be lesser. If it is OTM, it will be higher side. So check with these things. Okay, it is particularly required to be pre-processed more. Okay, and once it is done, it will be very much easy for your order placement. Now what you can do, you can create an app with the help of a Kiwi. You can check in my channel. I have done a lot of videos in Kiwi, so you can like get in Kiwi, and that can get it in Android app. And from Android app, instead of opening Fire this app, you can just open in this stuff and place the orders. So what happens, within a second it will calculate each and everything and give it the order for you. Okay, this is the best for you, place the order. So just analyze, place it, and you can try whatever you are looking for. It will definitely gonna settle your requirements. I must say thanks for watching. If you have any doubt regarding this video, please do comment below. If you have any other queries or requirements, please do contact me direct by WhatsApp. Please do share with your friends as well if you like this video. Thank you.